Talent and work ethic alone don't separate the best NFL players from everyone else. The versatility and willingness to experiment at different positions or places on the field also put certain NFL stars in a class of their own. Here, we dive into the 10 best utility players in the NFL heading into the 2025 season. CeeDee Lamb. Lamb has been everything the Dallas Cowboys could have asked for when they selected him 17th overall in the star-studded 2020 NFL Draft. The four-time Pro Bowler sits fourth in total receptions and receiving yards since his 2020 rookie year, which is no small feat considering how much of a problem durability has been for Dak Prescott. The beauty of CeeDee Lamb is that he's not a one-dimensional receiver either. The Oklahoma product mostly lines up in the slot, but the Cowboys deploy him on the outside for about 40% of his snaps. Tyreek Hill burns you with pure speed. Devontae Adams breaks ankles with his wide-ranging route-running trees. Mike Evans uses his speed and physicality to win contested catch battles and red zone matchups. Lamb simply does it all for Dallas. He can work the middle of the field or burn the opposing defenders on the outside with his straight-line speed and crafty routes. And with 388 career rushing yards, he's no slouch as a runner on gadget plays either. Love or hate the Cowboys all you want, but Lamb's status as a top 5 receiver in football cannot be questioned. With 3 straight 100-catch and 1,100-yard seasons, you can easily argue that he is the league's best offensive weapon, not named Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. George Kittle. Rob Gronkowski was so explosive as a pass catcher that people usually overlooked how unfairly dominant he was as a blocker too. Sure, George Kittle isn't quite on prime Gronk or prime Travis Kelce's level as a receiver, but boy, has he perfected the skill of blocking by a tight end. There's no guarantee that Kittle would have been a star if he had landed on another team. As a 5th-round pick out of Iowa in 2017, Kittle couldn't have arrived in a better system or coach to maximize his talents. The 6-time Pro Bowler and 4-time 1,000-yard receiver isn't just a headache as a receiver. He's been a world-class blocker in Kyle Shanahan's zone-blocking scheme, helping the 49ers become a running back factory, aka Raheem Mostert, Christian McCaffrey, and Jordan Mason. And according to ESPN, Kittle allowed 0 sacks and 113 pass blocking snaps over the 2023 and 2024 seasons. That's pretty dang ridiculous when you consider that he's only 6'4" and 250 pounds, which is awfully small compared to the average defensive lineman. Pass catcher, run blocking, pass blocking. George Kittle is the definition of a complete do-it-all tight end. He's helped the 49ers to 4 NFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowl appearances over the last 6 years. Now, if this future Hall of Famer could just get his hands on the Lombardi Trophy before calling it quits. Chris Jones. Jones is officially listed as a defensive tackle, but the Kansas City Chiefs line up their 6'6", 310-pound menace all over the field. Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo have perfected the art of knowing where to deploy Jones on the defensive line and when to. While most of the credit goes to Reid, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, those Chiefs simply would not have 3 Super Bowl championships without Jones. According to ESPN's data, Jones was double-teamed on 70% of his pass rushing snaps in 2024, and he still finished with the best pass rush win rate among defensive tackles at 16%. Remind yourself of such numbers when you wonder why Jones's career sack total is in the postseason low. Spagnuolo loves to blitz more than most defensive coordinators, but he does not have to dial them up as often because Jones still consistently gets to the quarterback, even on non-blitz play calls. Andrew Van Ginkel. After a career year with the Miami Dolphins in 2023, Van Ginkel signed a 2-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings worth $20 million. Van Ginkel followed that up with another career year, earning a 1-year extension worth $23 million. Van Ginkel lined up defensive end, slot cornerback in the box, right linebacker, left outside linebacker, and just wherever defensive coordinator Brian Flores deployed him, well, Van Ginkel would wreak havoc. In his first season with the Vikings, Van Ginkel racked up 11.5 sacks, 2 pick-sixes, and 6 pass breakups to earn Pro Bowl and second-team All-Pro nods. AVG helped the Vikings to a 14-3 finish, the franchise's best record since the 1998 squad that went 15-1. Dating back to his days with the New England Patriots, Flores has a knack for maximizing the production of his linebackers and edge rushers. Van Ginkel was very good in 2023, but Flores saw something else in the veteran and turned him into a superstar. Hey, just saying, some of Bill Belichick's former assistants don't need him around to succeed. Cooper DeJean. Entering the 2024 NFL Draft, DeGene, Quinyon Mitchell, and Terrion Arnold were the consensus top 3 cornerback prospects. The Philadelphia Eagles got 2 of them, snagging Mitchell in the number 22 spot before picking up DeGene at number 40 overall. Both played valuable roles in the Eagles' defensive resurgence under Vic Fangio. Philly finished number 1 in total defense and rode that stingy unit all the way to a Super Bowl 59 triumph, blowing the doors off Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City in the big game. DeGene had a 38-yard pick 6 in that contest as Philly cruised to a 48-22 win. DeGene flew under the radar as a do-it-all corner who primarily lined up in the slot, though he saw some usage on the outside as well. Before training camp, Fangio also said that DeGene could get more snaps at safety. DeGene didn't allow a single TD in coverage and finished as Pro Football Focus's number 4 overall cornerback at 82.7, highlighted by an insane 90.8 run defense grade. The Eagles have so much star power on defense, so it is unfair that they get a do-it-all chess piece like DeGene too. He can line up anywhere in the secondary and will close the door far more often than not. Josh Matelis. It wasn't front page news when the Vikings selected Matelis in round 6 at number 205 overall in 2020, but trust us, it turned out to be a big deal. Though he got some snaps as a backup safety over his first 3 seasons, Matelis was primarily a special teams player. But as he did with Van Ginkel, Brian Flores spotted some special versatility in Matelis' game that no other coach knew of. By head coach Kevin O'Connell's count, Matelis has played 7 different positions in Minnesota. He's listed as a safety. However, the Vikings have utilized him everywhere. Middle linebacker, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, slot corner, outside corner, defensive tackle, you name it. Matelis has been inconsistent in coverage, but he had an 84.3 run defense grade at PFF in 2024 that ranked 10th among safeties, and the 17th best pass rush grade at 70.9. The ultimate chess piece on defense if we've ever seen one at the NFL level. Taesm Hill. The Green Bay Packers signed Hill as an undrafted free agent in 2017, only to waive him before the regular season commenced. He was claimed off of waivers by the New Orleans Saints, and, well, the rest is history. Hill played 5 seasons at BYU, showcasing his potential as a dual-threat quarterback. But Sean Payton saw something else in Hill, who started on the special teams unit before getting promoted to the offensive unit in 2018. Fast forward to the present, Hill remains the ultimate Swiss Army knife for the Saints offense. He was the starting quarterback for 4 games in 2020 after Drew Brees suffered an injury, and got more playing time behind center after Jameis Winston suffered a season-ending knee injury in 2021. As QB, Hill even beat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football in 2021. The funny part? He only completed 13 pass attempts for 154 yards, and the Saints won 9-0. Hill is mainly used as a runner in short yardage situations, but his background as a quarterback allows him to fool out defenses in wildcat formations too. With 99 career receptions for 943 yards and 11 touchdowns, teams must account for Hill as a pass catcher. So, in other words, Hill just does literally everything. Tristan Worfs. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski were the 2 headliners of the Buccaneers' 2020 offseason additions, but this team would not have won a Super Bowl that year if it had not moved up for Iowa offensive tackle Tristan Worfs. The Bucs moved up 1 spot via the 49ers to take Worfs 13th overall in 2020. San Francisco, well, South Carolina defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. Oh, what could have been if the 49ers had Worfs and Trent Williams anchoring their O-line. Worfs has been even better than the Bucs could have envisioned. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory with the Super Bowl ring, 4 Pro Bowl selections, and a pair of first-team All-Pro nods under his belt. Worfs has stonewalled would-be blockers wherever he's lined up on the offensive line. I mean, last season, Worfs became the first player in NFL history to be named a first-team All-Pro at both left tackle and right tackle. He spent his first 3 seasons at right tackle, but Worfs was asked to try out left tackle following the departure of Donovan Smith. That move has been a blessing for the Buccaneers, to say the least. At this point, we wouldn't even doubt Worfs' ability to move to guard or center if the Bucs were desperate. He would make easy work of opposing defenders wherever he lines up. Kyle Hamilton. Hamilton was hyped as a unicorn heading into the 2022 NFL Draft, and he has more than lived up to that label as the heart and soul of the Baltimore Ravens defense. At 6'4" and 220 pounds, Hamilton has the ideal combination of size, range, length, speed, and athleticism that makes him a nightmare for opposing teams. What's scary is that he's lights out as a cover man, ball hawker, run defender, and pass rusher. Through 3 seasons, Hamilton already has 7 sacks, 5 interceptions, and 20 29 pass breakups. According to Pro Football Reference, he's allowed just a 69.5 passer rating when targeted. He had a 90.1 grade at PFF in 2024, third best among all safeties. That included an 89.0 pass rush grade, an 89.4 run defense grade, and an 87.9 coverage grade. The Ravens have used him in the slot, at free safety, and strong safety. He gets his fair share of deployment in the box too, courtesy of his elite run-stopping defense. We were stunned when Hamilton fell to the Ravens in the number 14 spot back in the 2022 NFL Draft. He was a consensus top 5 prospect, and you just knew that the Ravens would make other teams pay for that mistake. And oh boy, pay for that mistake they have. Travis Hunter. We know Hunter hasn't technically played an NFL snap yet, but come on, are we really questioning what the kid can do once he hits the professional gridiron? Hunter won the Heisman Trophy in his final season at Colorado after catching 96 passes for 1,258 yards and 15 touchdowns as a receiver. On the defensive side, Hunter had 11 pass breakups and 4 interceptions while playing excellent lockdown coverage. The Jacksonville Jaguars traded up 3 spots via the Cleveland Browns to take Hunter with the number 2 pick in this year's draft. Jacksonville's hefty price for the two-way stalwart included the number 5 and 36 picks and a 2026 first-rounder. Believe us, the Jags' new brass would not have made that trade if they only planned to play Hunter primarily a wide receiver. Hunter is well-positioned to dominate early, too. Opposing defenses have to account for Brian Thomas Jr. and the running back tandem of Travis Etienne Jr. and Tank Bigsby. The Jaguars brought in Liam Cohen to fix Trevor Lawrence, which means slinging the ball aplenty to Thomas and Hunter. We're not sure how Hunter will fare as a cornerback, but it is a big deal that he'll play on both sides of the ball. But of course, most of his damage will come as a wide receiver. But hey, which other top NFL utility players should have been included on our list? Is there anyone notable that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.